Hello and welcome back to your English Voice, episode 2, your space inside the world of Inglés con Victoria to sound clear, fluent, and professional in English as you do in Spanish. Every week I'm going to be bringing a short, potent training to help you amplify your global presence and own your English voice. My name is Maria Victoria Perez. I'm a neuro language coach, accent specialist, and teacher of English. Last week we started with the foundation of your English voice, which is confidence. And we also mentioned that one of the reasons why you lack confidence in English is because of how you sound. We've all seen that face that says, sorry, what did you say? Or say that again. Even worse, maybe you are mispronouncing words and nobody corrects you because they are afraid, they don't want to seem rude. But unfortunately, you are not improving, and having clear sounds, being able to communicate your ideas clearly is definitely a skill that any global professional needs to master. So here's the truth, and it can be a hard truth, but people can be polite. But if your sounds are not clear, if people can't understand your ideas in a meeting, in a presentation, while you're giving a report, you have a problem or you will soon have one. This isn't about adding fear, but if you are a professional in a global role and your goal is to keep on advancing in your career, accent reduction training is in your best interest. And yes, that kind of training is longer and more comprehensive than what I'm going to teach here. Yet, whatever we see in this episode and the episodes to come will have a positive ripple effect in the overall clarity of your speech. So, I got you. This is what we'll cover today. We're going to talk about two distinctive qualities of English sounds, and then I'm going to introduce the two sounds TH makes. Before we start, I want to make clear two things. First, the accent that I teach is the general American accent. It is a neutral accent. And second, that the goal here is not to sound native. The goal here is to sound clear. So, having said that, let's begin with the first concept. The first concept applies to all sounds in English. English has two categories of sounds: voiced sounds or voiceless sounds. So most of the mistakes that you make that affect your clarity in your spoken English have to do with these two categories. And of course, the most challenging sounds for Spanish speakers are the voiced sounds. When I say voiced sounds, is because the vocal cords vibrate. Voiceless sounds, the vocal cords do not vibrate, so the air comes freely from the inside out. Whereas when the vocal cords vibrate, they are engaged, they resonate very powerfully in your speech, in the sounds you articulate. So this is very important because your pronunciation or the way you speak is not only about words or grammar, it's also about that resonance, that vibration that you are able to produce when you know how to do it. The first thing that I want you to do is to place your hand on your throat and feel the vibration when you imitate this sound. When I say zzz, 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 zzz versus s, s. Now we are going to turn on the voice because we are reproducing the voiced version of this pair. Zzz, 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 as in zoo, zoo, zoo. So we have z, which is voiced, and its pair is s, s, voiceless. voiceless. So today we are going to learn the two sounds that TH makes. And one of the sounds is going to be voiced and the other one is going to be voiceless. So we are going to start with the point of articulation. So to articulate the TH sound, we are going to put the tongue between the teeth. Yes, like this. That is the sound. That is one of the sounds which is voiceless. The vocal cords are not vibrating. So we say thank you, 3, thing, thought. Now, the second sound is voiced. So we have to turn on that volume and the vibration of the vocal cords. So we're going to say z, 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 as in with, without, this, those. So basically the point of articulation is the same. The only difference is that in one sound the vocal cords are going to vibrate and in the other sound they are not. So we have think, thank you, 3, thing versus this, that, with, without, gather, gather. Do you remember last week we talked about let me gather my thoughts? Well, there we have both sounds, gather and thoughts. The third concept that I want to introduce applies to the TH sounds. And it is that it is a continuant sound, which means you can linger on the sound as long as your breath allows. So it's like breath, breath. Of course, when you are in spoken English, you're not going to linger so much, but now for the sake of this training, so that you can really notice what to linger is, I am over exaggerating, but that would be kind of the idea. Breath, with, without. I don't rush through the sound. I slow down and I linger on that point of articulation. So this is another important concept because it also gives you time. You don't need to really speak very fast to be fluent. You want to be clear, and to be clear you need to articulate the sounds. So let's recap. We talked about one quality that affects all sounds in English, that sounds in English are divided into two categories: voiceless sounds and voiced sounds. Voiceless sounds mean that the vocal cords don't vibrate, whereas voiced sounds, the vocal cords vibrate. They are stronger sounds. You need to train that vibration, that ability to turn on that voice and create that resonance in your sounds, in the way you speak, because your message is going to gain a lot more power than if you don't. And of course, it will add confusion many times. So, to avoid that, you want to learn which sounds are voiceless and which sounds are voiced. Then we talked about the two sounds that TH makes, which are th and th. And this is something that I want you to remember. Every time that you see the TH, the only two possibilities are th or th. Is not 3. Like number 3 is 3, not 3. That creates a lot of confusion because that is another word. So you want to train your brain to pronounce whether th or th every time that you see the TH. And to train your brain to do this automatically, you need to do some drills. And in today's lesson, I'm going to gift you one of the drills that my private students use so that you can too practice and train your brain to articulate these sounds correctly. Now, the third thing that we talked about is that the TH has this quality that it is continuant, that it is a continuant sound. Not every sound in English is continuant, the TH is. So before we finish this session, let's do some practice together, and I want you to repeat after me. I think, I think, I think. Thank you, thank you. Three, with, without, without. Gather my thoughts, gather my thoughts. Now, if you're ready to go through the whole transformation, the whole accent reduction training, I have a one-to-one mentorship called Clear English, Confident Voice, and I'm very happy and proud to say that my students report over a 70% increase in their confidence after 12 weeks. This is very powerful. And another beauty and also a bit unexpected result is that your listening skills will improve dramatically. So if you struggle to sound clear and to understand other people speak, this training is going to be a game changer for you, for your performance, for the way that you show up in your meetings, in your encounters that you need to use English. So I definitely recommend this training. It's a great investment for your career. Don't forget to download your 5-minute drill that I am offering you as a gift for this episode. So that's going to be all for now, and I hope you do the practice, you do the drills. Remember that now we are adding to every single episode. Last week you got the 3-step confidence starter kit, and I hope you have been using that already, and now you are going to add the change in the pronunciation of the TH if you have been mispronouncing it for quite some time. So now you have more actionable changes that you can do in the way you sound, but it requires a lot of training, a lot of practice, daily practice, so that you can turn that knowledge into muscle memory, and it comes automatically. So hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.